Good morning all, hopefully this is working well, so get comfortable. It's Monday again, the last full working week before Christmas. I thought I'd try to stream, I thought I'd actually attempt to do some Go coding, because somehow we managed to fail to do that last time. Have a cup of tea, as you'd expect, so that's good. I'm running a little bit late. My son was printing, and we didn't want the sound of a printer running whilst on stream. But yeah, I'm not particularly prepped. Well, other than clearing out my downloads directory, I did that. I'm not particularly prepped, so you'll see me get set up as well as we get our act together to do some coding. So let's get going. Like that one. That one. There we go. So yeah, what we're going to do, we need to start an item. Well, there's loads of stuff there, so let's close all those down. Start an item. Rodeo. Let's go to application that we're going to be using. Rodeo is the command line Flickr app that I'm writing very, very slowly. General plan is for it to do everything I need to do when uploading photos to Flickr. It's a Go application, so we run it using Go run, not build executables, main.go, I think. Make that code a bit bigger. There we go. So there you can see this command line tool that works with Flickr and images. Rodeo uploads images to Flickr, and your usage Rodeo command where we've got authenticate, help, info, list albums, resize, upload, and view config. And we're interested in doing uploads. It's a Go application, as I say, so let's start GoLang. Oh, there's an update to GoLang, let's grab that. Markdown editor no longer steals focus. And an improved makefile support. All the new features. The editor. Restart it. As well. It's just applying the patches, but they're on the other screen, so you can't see them. I'm looking this way. Let's see. That's restarting, and there it goes. There's Rodeo. Good. We're going to need a Safari, GitHub, Acrobat, GitHub.com, I suppose. Acrobat Rodeo. There. Use a new block dot theme for GitHub. Not totally convinced I like it. Seems a bit dark to me. Might end up going back to light. We shall see. I know we're all in the dark mode at the moment on my Mac, but maybe I should go back to light at some point. We shall see. Certainly, this is a very dark mode. You notice how this is such a lighter colour compared to this one. That's the way it is, isn't it? So, but that's GitHub's theming for you. That's better. Just reposition my monitor so I can see it better. Now, the issue I want to do today is this one in here. Issue 22. Right, so what we've got here is it would be useful to create a new album via Rodeo when uploading images. Somehow we need to determine if the user wants a new album or if they want to error the name is incorrect. That's a good question. Could be a prompt or flag. Should we use create album or interact to album? So you can create a new album if it's not found. I think if we use album, it's going to have to be interactive, as it says there, which means dash create album could be non-interactive, which works better when doing batch stuff. Let's have a look at how it works. Right, we're going to need the photo. So let's start up photos and export a image. That one there, my youngest. Let's drop that into our export folder. We can close that, check it arrived okay. Not that one, there it is. Oh, we should have made that a 3x2 photo, maybe square, but that's not the most in focus picture I've ever taken, is it? But for today, that's fine. Image 1384.jpg. So how do we use it? We go here, go run main, upload. I don't want to actually upload it, so I'm going to put dry run in, /downloads, export image 1384, and you can see it's going to upload it. But now I want to upload that into an existing album, then I can do -album family, and it should find the family album. It goes to Flickr, asks the list of families, and you can see it's found a set of possible family albums that I could add it to. So I want to add it to my family. So I can select my album here, or I could make this more accurate. My family. Oops, that's just for family. And then it should find the photo itself. There we go, and it's going to upload it directly because there's only one. I want to add it to a whole new album. Say, we've got one called Brothers already. I don't think we do. No. Let's say we wanted to add it to Brothers. Can't find it. So what I was thinking of doing is create album Brothers. So we'll add it to Brothers and then create the album Brothers and then use it. So I think that's a general plan. I reckon we can do that. Should be able to do that, shouldn't we? General plan there, so let's see what we can do. So create album Brothers. So how are we going to do that? If we do album Brothers and then just ask a question, could not find album Brothers, do you wish to create it? The flow is probably very similar both ways. So let's try and see what we can do. This will be in the upload.go command. We're looking for registering the flag. So we've already got the album flag. So let's overload the album flag first because that's less work. So that's in here. And where? So here's the function that runs when we choose the upload option. We look for the false flag, we look for the dry run flag, we look for the album flag, and then we call get albums. We're going to do it in this function here. Here's get albums, retrieve a Flickr's album from Flickr's API. So here's where we could not find the album. Doesn't look like here's where we choose it. If we get exactly one back, we're going to use it directly. Otherwise, we're going to choose an album from the list. The danger of having to write this twice, so let's be very careful. Try to factor it out. So here, there aren't any, we're going to could not find album. Return types of errors. Which is a terribly named function, so it doesn't really get albums, it's find albums. Find album. I was thinking of what we could do here is something along the lines of prompt. Let's see if we want to create one. Do something like albums equals prompt for new album. Like that. Something like that, maybe. I'm feeling we have to refactor this a few times because it's going to be quite difficult to get this right. I expect not going to be obvious how to do this. No. Who knows? What do you think? Anyone got any views? So prompt for new album needs to be written. So let's write a function called that. Func prompt for new album. Doesn't take anything, but it's got to return the same output. Ask the user for an album to create. Actually, that needs to return an album itself. Or probably an asterisk album. Is it an asterisk? Because we've got to allow for returning nil in it. Well, so we should be able to return nil. That should be valid. But makes no sense. Errors.new format.print print. No album chosen, something like that. I reckon. Doesn't like that. Too many arguments in call to errors.new. That strikes me as unusual. I think that seems very weird. So I don't particularly like this, but let's explore it and see what happens. Oh, I know why. Printf is the wrong function. We must use sprintf because we need to return a string, and I bet printf returns something with an error on it or something like that. If we go and look at that, yeah, it returns an integer and an error, whereas sprintf just returns a string, which is what errors.new takes. So that makes sense. Okay. No album chosen. We now have to add the code to ask the user to choose an album. It looks like we do it like this. No, not like this. Like this. Ask for user input. This looks promising, doesn't it? Let's grab all that code and actually let's grab the ask user input as well. Let's move that up here. Put it somewhere here. Ask user for user input. Ask user for name of new album. Name of new album. There we go. And that returns an album or empty. Whereas what I really want you to return is nil. Or the error. Something like that. Hey Epic Eden, how are you today? Having a good day? It's morning here. Monday morning. Don't know where it is where you are. Hopefully on Monday is going well. So yeah, we're going to ask the user for the name of the album. We're in the same place, friend. Are we? Literally in the same place? Just checking. Not quite this literal. Yeah, well, I'm UK. You also in Worcester, so maybe Worcester? Oh, you're UK based. Hey, good for you. Good place to be. Very weird place to be at the moment, mind you. What's going on in the news? I'm so in denial about it. But there's definitely nothing I can do about the political shenanigans of the ultra-rich. I just know it's going to affect me. And you're in London, good choice. I'm an ex-Londoner. I call myself a Londoner in exile. Because I come from London, I lived in London for a long while. Got made redundant, moved out to London, can never go back due to the cost. As you can well imagine, it's not the cheapest place to live in the UK. And you've had a long night, good God. It's been a long night and it's everything transpiring to a long day, good gracious me. I'm too old to do a long night followed by a long day. That's scary stuff. Good luck on that. So, yeah, that's difficult. Good place, London. I do like London. I come from the top. Well, a suburb of London, I suppose, would be more accurate. I come from a place called Enfield, which is just north of London. One of the branches off the Liverpool Street line. So, it's easy to get to the city. And I hear and see that Epic Eden lives in Enfield too. Top London borough, as the council would say. Do they still use that slogan? They used to use that slogan a while ago. Does a play on the words of the most northerly London borough, coupled with she being the best. I think it's gone downhill. We all think everything's gone downhill. I think we just get older and cynical. My parents still live in Enfield, and they are convinced the same. I remain less convinced. It's certainly different when I was growing up there. Downhill is a relative term. It's still people living and working and doing their stuff. Who knows? And where would you say it's gone uphill then? If places have gone downhill, other places must have gone up. I'm not sure that's happened anywhere. Maybe the entire country has gone down a little bit. Maybe since 2016. Trying not to get too political. I'm probably failing. Who knows? Well. So we're programming Go today. Trying to talk to Flickr. Add albums to Flickr. So that's good. We're asking the user for the name of the album. We're going to read the album in. We're going to get this chosen album. We're going to trim it. So now we've got a chosen album, so we can return the chosen album. Unless it's empty. If it's empty, we should probably return an error. Or put in a for loop. Put in a while loop until they enter something that isn't empty. But for now, we're just going to just test. If chosen album is equal to the empty string, what should we do? Let's do that. Otherwise, we could return chosen album nil, like that. Oh, can't return chosen. A chosen album is an actual album, not a pointer to an album. So I think we need an asterisk there. No? I thought we needed an ampersand. It doesn't like that. Efiki then thinks he could write, or they could write a dissertation on the things that have gone downhill in Enfield. Waltham Forest is quite nice. Croydon is nice. Hounslow is nice. Now that's really interesting. When I left Enfield, I went to Birmingham Uni, and then after uni went down to Croydon, lived in Croydon for 10 years. And the people in Croydon would definitely say that it's gone downhill. Maybe it's where you don't live that you think is better. It's a good question. Got to admit, I do like Croydon. Croydon is a lovely place. I used to live in a flat just round the corner from Surrey Street Market. So our local was a pub on the market, and it was a true English spit and sawdust pub. Lovely, absolutely lovely place. The old Dog and Bull. Definitely go back there for a drink. So how do I return a pointer to an album if I've got an album? Clearly that's not how to do it. Double asterisk doesn't work. So we could cheat and just make this an album. It still doesn't like it. Oh, hold on. Wake up, Rob. Chosen album's a string. It's not remotely close to an album. Just got the word album. So let's rename that variable, because that variable is atrociously named. Chosen album name. Now we won't get confused. FK then thinks that they might be cynical. Possibly. I think there's a lot of reasons to be cynical at the moment. The dose of reality is certainly washed over us all like a very cold bucket of water, hasn't it? We all want the best. We all want things to be better than they are. Well, we obviously can't return a string when we need an album, so we better create an album, return that. So chosen album equals an album. And now we can return the album. I wonder why it's red. Unresolved reference chosen album. Oh, that's because we need a colon there. And now, of course, that is now the wrong type because we need a pointer to it. So we put the ampersand in. That looks better. So my Go's not completely and utterly confused, just my knowledge of types. Now, of course, I've created an empty album. I actually need to give this album a name. So choose an album name equals chosen album name. Like so. And now we have a chosen album. I think we have a problem here because the album doesn't have an ID because it's not yet created. We need to be aware of that when we get to creating the album. Oh, maybe that's how we tell whether we're adding to an album or whether we're creating the album. Oh, this might work out actually, okay. So Epic Eden's learning web dev started around 3 weeks ago. Lots of time in science and technology section of Twitch. I bet that's interesting. Hopefully you're learning some interesting stuff. I suspect that you're seeing some absolute dross like what you're seeing at the moment. So you are getting a bit of a conversation. We're not getting very far in our coding, are we? I am getting my tea drunk, so that's a win. This is not particularly web dev. Equally, we are interacting with an API. We're talking to the Flickr API. So although I'm writing a command line application today, I do actually am interacting with a web API. There aren't many apps nowadays that don't have some sort of web component. So my day job is literally writing APIs and websites and things like that. I'm far more of a web dev in my day job. Command line apps is just a hobby. I think we can do better than that. I think we can do that and get rid of that line altogether, and that looks a bit neater. But yeah, there we go. Let's do that. Chosen album. Some white space in. There we go. White space is important. I don't know what other people think, but I'm a big proponent of vertical white space and grouping logical constructs together. So you can see that here. This lot is all about getting the name of the new album from the user. And this is a test. And then we actually create the album object itself. I think it's important that these gaps are here. Yeah, we have a chosen album name. Oh, interesting. So Epic Eden is interested in web dev because a side business. That's a really good reason to get into something, because you're motivated and interested. That's definitely the best motivation to learn something. Just being told, oh, you need to learn this for your job is nowhere near as motivating as having a reason. And I stream so I can chat to people, so most definitely you are not distracting. It is way more interesting to talk to people than it is to code. And if I was just heads down trying to code, then I wouldn't have a streamer, would I? And I could just as easily sit here in the peace, quiet and solitude of my office, just coding on my own and stick up a YouTube channel. YouTube video, I suppose. There's some fun in that. Anyone drinking tea? Coffee? Maybe we're coffee drinkers and I'm the only tea drinker left in the whole of the UK. I think that's unlikely. Okay, so here's prompt for new album. And that's being assigned to albums, which makes no sense because it needs to do that. We need a colon there again because Go requires a colon for assignments. Red squiggles? I wonder what the red squiggles mean. Red squiggle. Unused variable album. That's down. So yeah, that's right. I've not used album yet, so it's correctly squiggling them. And Epic Eden's drinking tea too. That's what I like to hear. It's important, I think. Tree drinkers unite. And of course, we all know that only people in the UK can make tea. Okay, right. That's not nil. That's an error. So let's test that the error is not. If the error is not nil, then a mistake has happened. Something has happened. So we should return the error to wherever we came from, like so. So now at this point here, we have a valid album object, so we can return the album and nil, because we have no error at this point. We can't return album because we need an array of albums at this point. You can tell by that square bracket there. So we need to turn album into albums, and I think we've already got an albums array up here. Yeah, I've already created an array. That needs to be return albums, which means that we need albums equals append. What do we append? Album to albums, like that. So now it doesn't like that. Maybe it's albums.append. No? Doesn't like something there. There's append. Oh, it's the other way around. Like that. There, that looks better, doesn't it? But now, of course, this is a pointer to an album, not an actual album. So we need to dereference it. Not that way, asterisk. To get back to an actual album thing that we can then return. There we go. That looks good, and we get rid of that. So, Epkey will speak with a few developers on the website. They said it wasn't area of design, won't be able to do it with a reasonable turnaround. Yeah, that can be a problem, I think. One guy quoted me 55k, and I said, better off writing it myself. Maybe, maybe not. For a non-trivial website, 55k strikes me as not an unreasonable price. However, if you are time rich and money short, then it makes more sense to do it yourself. Or if you want it to be a key part of your skill set, then maybe there's an argument there. But things are expensive. It wasn't in their budgeting plans, which is perfectly fine. Web development is an interesting one, isn't it? Because people think it's just a website, therefore it's not very expensive. And there's certainly that. That's what I'm looking for. That general feeling in the zeitgeist that just because your nephew's your daughter or your friend down the street can write a website, that there's intrinsically no value in them, that they're really cheap to do. I remain unconvinced on that. But if you can afford to take the time to do it yourself, then this is a really good thing to do. I think it's a very, very good, useful skill set thing in your skill set. But everything's an opportunity cost, isn't it? So by choosing to learn web dev so that you can save the cost of building the website yourself, all that time is time you're not doing something else, which may be better use of your time if you could hypothetically make more money doing something else with your time. On the flip side, if you're enjoying it and it's more like a hobby because it's now leisure, for some definition of leisure, then it's a really good use of your time. We all need to have downtime. We all need to mix it up a bit and swap from one thing to another thing. But there's arguments either way. If you're budgeted a small amount of money and they get an expensive bill, then yes, I can see the motivation there as well. So we're going to return that one. Should we see if this works? No, we've got a red thing here, so something's not right. Let's go here. Oh, no, it's not going like that. And it's not happy here. New line. Oh, that's right. We don't want that. And best statement may have nil or other unexpected value as its cross-boundary value may not be null. Yeah, that's correct. Photosets collides with an imported package name. Yes, you're not wrong there. That's a bad choice of name. But it's not today's problem. Okay, so let's see if that compiles and runs. So Epicurian saying they did expect to spend a reasonable amount of money, but not quite that much. Yeah, that's fair. Current Wix website is still live. Oh, that's good. So you're making money anyway, so that's fine. Website rebuilders can make money. That's also very, very true. It's fairly common in software development to tear everything down and rebuild it better, and it turns out that better isn't necessarily better because an awful lot of knowledge is built into the previous version of the software. So that's completely true. This is an investment to increase your online footprint, presumably do more, take it in places that maybe the Wix website is limited in, because that is a hosted platform, so some things you literally cannot do on that platform. And that's a different set of priorities and decisions. So yeah, make the right decision for your business, most definitely. Can we run this again? Oh yeah, that's right, we had it open. Right, so let's go back to here. And yeah, so Brothers was a good choice, wasn't it? So upload, dry run, album name Brothers, that particular file. Album name Brothers doesn't exist, so it's going to throw an error. There we go. We need to display could not find album named Brothers. So let's fix that next. I don't remember where we were. Get albums. Get photo sets. Prompt for new album here. What we need to do. No photo sets found. So we need to format.printf. No albums found for percentage %s, comma, album ID. And that we'll need a new line on that one. Let's do that. So let's try that. So most of my leads come from the website, 1 to 2 clients per month from online. Yeah, that's interesting. Completely different business to me, clearly, because I don't get anything from Yell. And most clients are recurring, independent networking, referrals. Yeah, that's the same for me. I'm self-employed. Pretty much all my clients are coming through knowing of me somehow or another. So go run main upload. Let me make this a bit bigger, this window. See it there. No albums found for Brothers. That's not particularly well phrased, is it? Name of new album. Problem now is I've got to retype the word Brothers when I've already typed it in once already. They kind of want to either put the word Brothers in so that I can edit it, or say press enter for default Brothers or something like that. But then if I do that, I can't exit out by hitting return. But then I suppose if I want to exit out, I can always hit Control C. That would exit. So rather than name of new album, enter name for new album, press enter for Brothers. Percentage %s, comma, album ID. Which means that we'd better pass in album ID as a string. Which way round is it? Do you remember? That way round? Yep. For possible formatting directive in. Yes, that's right, we can't use print line. We need printf, which means that we need a new line here. And we need to pass in the album ID into the prompt function here, like that. So let's check that works. Go run main, upload, yeah, there we go. Enter name for new album, press enter for Brothers. Okay, so let's try that. So if we're going to press enter for Brothers, let's go down here again. We could get an empty string. So if it's empty string, we now want to return chosen album name. Let's take that line out. Chosen album name is actually album ID. And now we're going to get back the word Brothers. We're going to create an album, the album's got the word Brothers in. Go back up here, and that's going to go up here to get albums. Get albums is going to return an exactly one album. So we're going to assign it. We're going to pass it into upload file. Put it into albums. So what's going to happen in upload file? We've got an album in here. Why do we do that? If album.id is empty, not empty. Here we go. We've got a problem here. So I think we need an if album.title name is not empty. Do that. So if the album name is not empty, then let's format dot println printf have selected album %s / new line dot name. And then I'm just going to exit for a second. Let's check it all works. Run it. It can't find the album called Brothers because there isn't one. Hit return. There we go, and it has selected have selected album Brothers. Good. So now we've got into here. So if the album ID is not equal to blank, then we can add it to the album. Let's do that. But if it is blank, the album ID is blank, then we need to create the album on Flickr. So we need to do that there. And that, in theory, will give us an album ID, which we can assign to the album, and then the rest of the code will still work. So that's the plan. Can we actually do that, though? Let's find out. We're going to need a Safari. Services, is it? Developer.flickr.com? Developer.flickr.com, no. I don't remember where the Flickr API is stored. Flickr API. It's got to be documented somewhere. Our services, there we go. Here's all the API calls. So what API call we're going to do? This is a photo set. So let's look down for the photo sets. Photos. Photo sets, here we go. Photo sets create, that one, RA, that looks promising. Create a new photo set for a calling user. Oh, that's interesting. You need a photo. New photo sets automatically put first in the photo set order for the user. Okay, that's fine. But you must provide that bit of code there. You must provide a photo. So my cunning idea isn't going to work. Should let this out first. Okay, so let's try a different way. Okay, so we can't do what we just did. Where was that code? Sneeze, excuse me. Let's hope the mute won't. Otherwise, I just made you all jump out of your chairs. Right, we can't do that. So let's put this back. So that's all completely wrong. And that, let's get rid of all that. We're going to have to change that to name. So if there is a name set, we're going to have albums to add to. what do we do with this function? Yeah. Yeah, it's time for work, 10 to 9. So have a good day, Epic Eden. Hope you have a great week. I want to add to. I'll put what we're going to do. Okay, so we should be able to see. Enter name for new album, press enter. Yeah, album to add to brothers. Would upload to Flickr. So we're getting to the point where we can't use a dry run now. Right, here's where we upload the photo. Upload the photo. Upload parameters, title, photo, date. Right, so we've got a photo ID at the point where we're going to do albums to add to. So now we're going to open the list of albums. Right, so if, let's do it here, album dot ID is blank, create new album, create new photo set. Okay, otherwise, add to this on Flickr, and then all those go in there like that. Let's do something like that. So probably looks something similar to that line. Photo sets dot create takes a client takes a title. That will be album.name. Takes a description string, we don't have one, and it takes a primary photo ID. Photo ID. Ooh, wonder what happened there. So if error is not equal to nil, no exception going on. Oh, I know, that's a known. Yeah, okay, because it gets upset because response set date might not be set. We need to put that there as well. So it knows that because response set date is actually set. So whether it should be or not is a question in and of itself. At some point I should find out what the actual error message is. Not today. Okay, so failed to create photo set album.string. Okay, album.string. Yeah. I think that needs to be album.name in this case. Created photo set. No. Added photo ID to new set. Something like that. Something like that looks good. No, we need a space there or not. So we've got a space there, I think, on that one. Oh well, let's see what happens. But that does mean that we need to do album.id equals resp add dot something. Because photo set create must return something which has got the new ID of the photo set. It returns a photo set response. Photo response has got a set to its wants to add set dot ID. There we go. Now hopefully this for loop is by reference, that range rather. Otherwise we have a problem in that it will create multiple albums called brothers, which we do not want. How we can check that? GoLang range struct by reference. Let's try that. Range references instead of values. No, you can't. Okay. No, use your index instead of value. So the above code becomes for index comma range array. Oh, we have to index everything first. We probably already have pointers at this point, don't we? Do you have the slicer pointers or slicer types? That's a good question as well. Well, this is no good because this is doing it here. Morning, John. How are you? What's your knowledge of Go like when it comes to range and structure passing by reference? Oh, there's a question. join my stream and solve my problems for me. Good, I'm glad you're doing okay. Last week before Christmas. The last full working week anyway. Not the last week, because it's Friday next. So here's what we're doing. We're adding an album to Flickr. So we're going to upload a photo. So here's my photo. I want to add it to the album brothers. The album brothers doesn't exist, so I want to create the album brothers, or as Flickr calls them, photosets, as we go through. So we run that now, you'll see it runs. It correctly doesn't find the album, asks me to enter the album, so I press enter. And it correctly determines that it's going to add it to brothers. Okay, so far so good. Internally, we have this albums to add to array, and then we iterate over it using this for loop. So iterating over these albums. Well, I'll say for loop, it's a range loop more accurately. Then if the album ID is blank, then we're going to create the photo set, and then I thought I could do this. Set the album ID from the ID I've just created. If I did that, then the next time round the loop, we will jump over this one and we will add this photo to the photo set we created in the previous iteration of the loop. That's the plan. But this, I believe, is a value, not a reference. I wonder if this for loop, I wonder if that's an index. I wonder if you can do this. To add to of index of ID. I wonder if you can do that. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah. So how does for range work? Pipe G, GoLang for range. For I_num. Range on a razor slice is provided by the index and value for each entry. Okay, this might not be too hard. Okay, so let's try this. This looks promising. Right, we're going to need 2 photos though. So currently, that's not going to help. Oh, close enough. Currently, we only have 1 photo, which is a photo I took of my son this morning. But we're now going to need another photo of him. Or maybe I get a photo of his brother. Or this album. So let me find another photo. I shall drag this over here. You don't have to see all my really poor photos as well. What's that doing over there? No help? Yeah. Take that one there, yeah. There we go. So that's just taken. That's now giving me another photo, 1347, which is my eldest. He looks totally amused about having his photo taken, don't you think? Totally happy about the whole idea. At least youngest smiled. So I've now got 2 photos anyway, 1347 and 1384 that we want to upload. So the way we do that is ~downloads. It's got export image 1347. So now I've got the 2 photos. I just go try to add them, and it does that one first, and it does this one second. Right, we're going to have to turn off dry run now and actually do the real work. And John's view of having his photo taken totally matches my eldest son's. Oh yeah, he's a student. He's what, 19? I had to get up early because I collected him at lunchtime. That's up at his university, that picture. So he wasn't totally amused about having to be awake in the morning anyway. Okay, so let's try this. Now, are we going to try and be brave and get step debugging working? Let's try that. Let's put the step debug here and get step debugging working first. Where's dry run? There it is. Let's put a debug state, a step breakpoint there. And let's see if we can remember how to set up. There we go, yeah. Oh, we've already got it set up. Let's rename that to step debug upload. Load. Actually, I wonder if we can duplicate this. Do you think we can duplicate? Add new configuration. D. There we go, let's do that. Let's rename this one step debug list albums. Why did I pick a subject with a word which I can never spell? For some reason I definitely have a blind spot for the word album. Ever typing it. Right, so this needs to be upload. So let's just grab that entire line. Upload minus album brothers. That's in trouble here. And then we want those 2 images. That. So that's my program arguments. Go run the file. Run straight after build. Click OK. So if I hit debug, a lot is happening. Ah, there we go. Look, things are happening. Debug tools access. Press password. There we go. I love this approved by Apple Watch thing. It's nice. Oh wow! And here we go. We've got enter. So we're now in a console here. Press enter for brothers. Ooh, exit. That doesn't look good. Processing. Exit status 1. That doesn't look very promising at all, does it? I take it didn't actually upload anything. Nope. So, why didn't that run the way we thought it would? Debug. Oh, maybe no, definitely didn't work twice. I have a similar thing for U2F2FA. The browser extension called **** SSH and git commit signing. Oh, that's nice. Keycrypt.co. So maybe that's something I should look into. What's U2F? Is that the YubiKey things? I'm looking over here because that's where the chat channel is on my screen. So why do you think that didn't work? Step debug list albums. See if that one works. It ran, but of course we didn't actually have a breakpoint in place. Syntax error. Ooh, didn't like something. Maybe I typed. Yeah, it's like YubiKey, but in this case it's done by the phone app. Oh, that's neat. That is quite neat, actually. Okay, so the breakpoint has correctly hit list albums. That's the wrong button. But didn't correctly. So maybe I need to breakpoint somewhere else. Let's breakpoint higher up. Maybe it doesn't handle. Hang on. Let's change that back to upload. Not do that. Now it stops in the step debugger. Ooh. What step over? I don't remember. F8. Right. Uploading the file. Oh, that's weird, isn't it? Got the config. Has this image been uploaded before? No, it hasn't. Get the image info. Oh, there we go. Look, it's failed on get image info. Tell what we need to do. We need a better error message there. Yeah, there we go. Get image info has failed. Use a local bin exif tool. Does that not exist? Exif. Use local bin exif tool does exist. So what's in error? Oh, that doesn't look very helpful. List of in 8. So I wonder if they're ASCII characters. Do you reckon they're ASCII characters? Error. File not found. /. Oh, our path is different. That's something I didn't expect. Wonder. Or how can I be a different user? How can tilde not resolve? Oh, maybe is tilde a bash thing? Are we not in bash? Maybe that's it. Anyway, now we know that. Let's hit return. Let's go into error, which you see. Both of these failed with a terrible, terrible lack of error message. because we did not think to do print format printf error %s error. We run it now. Oop, I must stop doing that. No, it just says that's a status 1. That's unhelpful. I wonder how we get the error message out. Like that, do you reckon? Unexpected new line. Oh, let's put bracket. And that just does not help. There must be a way to get that error we were seeing. I hate that. No, I'm just turn that one off. Here we go. Error. Standard error. Ah, okay, so error.standard error. How do we exit? Stop. Command F2. Ah, we can't do that. This is harder than it looks. Is error is an exit error. And it should have a standard error property. Like G GoLang get std from exit error. Which function are we actually calling? We're calling exec command. So this is command, function command, returns the command struct to execute. I wonder if that's one that fails. Yeah, that's where we actually run. Oh. That's not helpful. Log.fatal error. Oh, that's interesting. Looks like that. Command F2. Is that one? No, it wasn't that one. That one. Do that. There we go. Error. Error. So we can presumably just do that. Which means we can probably print. No, let's do that. Okay, good. That's good enough for now. Okay, good. Tell you what though, because that's doing a exit status 1, I bet this is returning the error here. Let's do that. And that'd be even better. Oh, or not. Oh, that's why you do print F and convert it to a string. Yes. Like that. enter the name, file to upload. There we go, error, file not found. I think that completely and utterly makes it really, really obvious why you should have good error handling code. Right, okay, what were we actually doing? Well, we got completely distracted. Right, what we were going to do, go back here, let's edit that configuration. Instead of doing tilde download, let's do /users/rob. Do the same there. We're actually sending up the full name. Now, have we got a breakpoint in place? Let's see one. Where is it? Let's leave the breakpoint here. Then we go to there. So jump over. Oh, there we go. GoLang light says fasten your download. Yes, allow. Don't you just love all the permissions? This time, error is nil, and info is an image info object. Item width and stuff like that. There's no titles on these set. Should have set titles, that was an error. F8. We gotta remove them again later anyway. Albums to add to. Now have an album called Brothers. Brothers has no ID, which is correct. That out. Let's jump down a bit. Where's dry run? There's dry run. Here's where we upload the file to Flickr. So let's upload file. There's the actual upload line. So let's run to that line. So we're going to upload a file name and with some parameters. There's the parameters. There's the parameters. So we're going to set title to img_1384. No description, no tags. It's public, family, and friend accessible. There's one. I've not hidden. That's slightly unintuitive, isn't it? It's safe and it's a photo. So that should upload it. And we should now have a response object, and the response object should have photo ID. So we've now got a photo up on Flickr. There's the photo ID, we've stored it in a variable, recorded the fact we've uploaded it, write a string out saying we've uploaded it into our console, uploaded photo, set the date posted. So now it's in the right place in the photo stream. Now here we go, this is the bit we care about, so let's put a breakpoint there. For index, album, range, albums to add to. So here's albums to add to. They're Brothers. F8. Ah, yeah, that's okay. The album.id. So here's album. There's album. There's album. I see shadowed. I think that's a key thing here. So close that again. Here's where we're going to create the photo set. And it didn't error, so it must have created the photo set. Now we're going to try to assign the resp add set has got an ID, so that's the ID of our brand new photo set. What's up a title? That's interesting. Did I not set title? Name was set. Right, so now let's look at albums to add to. That should be somewhere. Where's albums to add to? There we go. Albums to add to. 0. Yes, the ID has been filled in. So the next time round, we're coming around for the second image. Oh, it jumped straight over it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Is it? Ah, turn the photo ID. Oh no, now we've got a problem. This album here doesn't have the photo ID set. Let's F2 that. We need to set it into this album. Is this album passed by reference, do you know? Maybe that's... Yeah, this needs to be passed by reference. Is it done like that, do you know? No, it must be there. We need to pass by reference. If we go to here, that needs to be passed in by reference. So we can change the album. Now what are we doing with the album in this folder? Albums to add to need to pass in the reference. I wonder if that's enough. If that's enough, but now we don't really need to. See here, we now know. We probably want to do if album. Oh, hold on, we can't call that album. That's this album, really. Because we're shadowing the... Oh, that's what shadow mean. Because we're passing in the word album as the parameter to the function. Okay, so we're iterating over albums to add to as this album. This album's ID is blank. Then create the photo set correctly. Albums to add to. Right, see now that should now be if album.name is equal to this album.name, album.id equals that. So we don't need an asterisk there to de-thingy it. Let's not F6, F8 that. Oh no, got one there, so that's fine. Index is no longer used, so that can be an underscore again. Right, so now that's that bit, we can't test it until we fix Flickr though, because Flickr now has the photo installed and more importantly has the image. Let's delete the photo. It's in the Brothers album. Actually, we probably need to remove the album first. Go to the album. Any idea how to delete an album? List. Oh, hang on, I'm not logged in. Very help. Now, can we delete it now? That way. Do you want to delete this album? There we go, let's delete the album. Yes, it took me twice to find it. Yeah, there will also be an icon that I completely missed. Back to the photo stream. Need to get rid of that picture. And see the other one. Oh, did we not upload the other one? It doesn't look like we uploaded the other one. Okay, good. Let's delete this one. Is it that one? Gone. Okay, so that's that bit done. Now, Rodeo is not going to let us upload the same photo twice unless we force it. So we had better edit our configuration and add upload minus force. Now we can run it again. Won't believe it's complicated, would you? Okay, so return. Got to the upload file. So this is uploading 1384 again, which was the youngest. Is it F9 to continue? I think it's F9. Maybe not. Yes, just slow. Okay, so now we've got to here. So we've uploaded the photo. So if I refresh this, you should, oh, that button, you should see we've got uploaded the photo again. Set the date correctly. We've got a list of albums to upload. Let's check we've got the right list. And here we go. 0 with no ID in it. We've also got album, which is blank as well, because that's the one that was passed into this function. So step over, ID is blank, create the photo set. Now album name is Brothers, this album name also Brothers. Now we should set album ID. So now we've set album ID. That's more promising. Oh, there's a typo in the line. An open bracket on one side, not the other. Where? Create an album called Brothers line. Ah, presenter for Brothers. Yes, that is a bug. Let's fix that once we've checked it works though. We've added the photo. No other albums to do. View this photo display. Return the photo ID. And now we're doing the next photo. Leave. And this time we're now in the function, the other function, the closure. So we should have an album object in here as well. And this album object, yes, does have the ID set. So if I F8 again, and it, oh, there we go, come round again. Here's 1347, that's the other picture. There we go to there. Upload the file. Back to the list of albums. Now this time, the album ID is not blank, so we're going to add it to that photo set, which we successfully did. No other albums, with photo ID, no more photos, all done. And we're finished. And if we go to the console, I'm glad you noticed. I hadn't even seen that that bracket was there. And it's done some work. So if we look here, we should now see two photos. There they are. And they're in that order because the second photo we uploaded was taken previously in time to this one. And Rodeo will put them in the right order in terms of date. We go to our albums. Here's our Brothers album. And it's got the two photos. We can call that a success. Wonders of pair programming. Yes, there's nothing like having a second set of buyers, is there? Now, where did we do that bracket? That's in here somewhere. Enter name for new album. Enter name for new album. So there's the missing bracket, goes there. Like so. Good. So let's get rid of these pictures. One. There goes the other. You delete both photos. Does it delete the album, do you think? Yes, the album's clearly disappeared as well. An album must have a photo in it, otherwise it's gone. But there you go, my list of albums, definitely missing. So yeah, it's quite smart. You have to make sure you're thinking about it the right way. Because I was going to create the album and then do the looping stuff. But you can't do it that way. You have to do the creation of the album at the point you upload the first photo into it. Makes sense. Does make sense because an empty album doesn't make a lot of logic, or isn't very logical on the website, is it? So now we can run this from the command line. Hit return. There we go. There's our bracket. Oh, we forgot to force it. Oh, that's how it's about force. And we need to remove the dry run. So that should now upload the two photos to Album Brothers. There's the first one. And there's the second one. I tell you what we should have done. We should have put some titles on them. Two photos uploaded. They are. Two photos. Delete. Delete. There. Oh yeah, that looks good, doesn't it? Exif tool. Did I do a set dash? I reckon it is title equals youngest. Image 1384. Doesn't look totally happy, is it? Eldest 13. What's the other one? 47. Rerun that again. Maybe it'll set titles, or maybe it won't. Maybe it's not called title. Maybe it's called subject or something like that. Yeah, no, look, I did photo that, so it still didn't work. Oh well. Did not work. Should have picked smaller pictures, really, shouldn't I? Maybe it is subject. Try again. Last time. Otherwise, I'll actually go and look things up, but probably later. No, it still doesn't like it. I wonder what that field, the field is. Plus equals eldest. View. Subject is eldest now. You must use object name, you know. Or caption abstract. Maybe he's just a caption abstract. Maybe he's his headline. Maybe he's his headline. Clearly that's supposed to be equals. Headline. Yes. Headline. Youngest. Maybe that's how we do it. Photo stream. Photos. Maybe I should delete the first one first. Slightly less clicking that way. Well, that's interesting. What did I type that caused that to happen? That I can do it second time. Oh, well, whatever it is, I've not got it set correctly. Anyway, that's working. So let's create some. Oh, let's create a branch. Git checkout -b. What's the name of the 122? Create new album if none found. Okay, so what changes do we make? We've changed this to that. Change that one. Yeah, we wanted that one. We clearly no longer use the errors, so we probably need to take that. I did that inspection, and we changed the for loop to add the image, add the new photo set. If there wasn't a photo set found, we added the code to prompt for a new album, and then we wrote the prompt for the new album code. And that's why we could remove the errors import, because we no longer do errors.new inside this file. And that's where we actually did the album. And we also fixed the error message there as well. I think we'll do that as a separate commit there. Okay, commit -v. Prompt for new album if none found. If album. See what I mean about spelling the word album? I just can't spell it correctly. Album. If no album is found, argument to --album, then prompt the user to choose a name for a new album. With a default of the there we go. And let's do that one. Okay, let's commit -v. What's this one do? That's a error message when get image info fails. And get image info fails. Use whatever. Use standard output message as this form active. There we go. Okay, log -2. That's not how you spell log. Code there. Get push -u origin 22. GH create against main. Is it B main? Is it B? I think it's main. Let's type -, help because I've forgotten. It's not git PR, is it? It's GH PR. That's why I'm confused. dash help. B for body, capital B for base. Minus B, main. Title. Oh, you know what I did do? I copied that the wrong way. Paste it. Did I copy? Okay. Okay. That line, don't we? Not doing a very good job at using my computer today. To continue in browser, that's good. Let's fix that name. I'm really doing really badly with selection. Why not? There we go. There we go, there's a pull request anyway. Add it to a milestone. And that'll be 0.3 at some point. And I think I gotta stop there. That's a little bit later than I intended, but it's the last working week before Christmas. So we'll call that a day. We got a new feature done. I can now create new albums from the command line. I think when I know the actual name, though, I don't really want to have to hit enter like I did to prompt. So I'm tempted to create a new flag like -- create album or -- new album or something for when I know that I need to create a new album. And that way I can do it non-interactively. But that's for another time. I tell you what we did need to do. It partly fixes 22. So better not use the word fixes. Addresses. Okay, so I think we'll call that done. Hope you all have a good week. Have a great Monday. And I shall catch up with you all later. Have a good one all.